it's Pelle here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to get really clean and strong impact to your music videos. And I think it's one of the most important things you can do to really add much more energy to your music videos. So yeah, I'm excited to show you guys how to make it. And if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Pelle. I'm from Sweden. I'm editing for almost a decade now, and I'm also running a website called editingvisuals.com, where I have a bunch of editing packs that's going to level up your effects and speed up your workflows. So if that's something you're interested in, it's going to be a link in the description down below. But now let's start with the tutorial. So here I'm in After Effects. I have my clip here I'm going to be using. I'm going to start off by scaling up this clip here, so we get rid of the black bars. Then after that I can pre-compose this. Here I'm going to be adding a plugin called Twixtor, and we're going to be using Twixtor to basically time remap in After Effects. I would say it's not as easy to use as the normal time remapping in After Effects, but the frame blending in Twixtor is superior if you compare it to the inbuilt After Effects one. And we're going to find where we want the beat to be. Obviously, if you have music, you guys already know where the beat is, but in a music video, here you can see the last swing Nems here do with his arm. He does this thing, boom, boom, and then boom. It does that kind of motion. I want to add the beat or drop at the last swing when he drags the arm down, basically. So I'm going to have it to be here. And what I'm going to be doing is basically go a little bit, some frames before, and then just keyframe the speed at 100%. Then go to the impact, and here I'm going to set the speed to 300%, and then we're going to drag it down to 30% in the ending, something like that. Then open up output control, mark the keyframes, press F9, then select the keyframe, open up the graph, and here I'm going to make the graph look a little bit weird. So we're going to be dragging this one down like this, and then continue to drag it down, so look something like that. And this is going to make it slow down, and then boom in the time remapping here. So something like that, boom, and then here we're going to drag this one down. You can adjust here a little bit. So now it's going to look something like this here. Pretty clean and nice swing there, very strong and fast. Now on the clip layer here as well, I'm going to be adding hue and saturation, and I'm going to drag down the master saturation. So I'm going to set it to -30, so it looks a bit more black and white now. And this is basically so I can later on add a adjustment layer and boost the saturation when the drop hits to get even more impact. But now we're going to be adding some pan and crop to increase the impact here. So press Ctrl Alt Y, add a transform, then start off with the scale at 100, go to the impact point, set the scale to 150, then go to the ending, set it to 100, then keyframe the position at the beginning to the normal default one, go to the transition point. I want to center Nems here, and then go back to default position. And then you can mark all of the keyframes we've made here, then press F9. Then we can start off with the scale graph here. So open it up here, drag this one in like that, and this one in like that. And yeah, we're going to be making the graph even sharper here actually, to get very strong impact. Drag down the sharpness here a little bit. Now go to the position graph, and here if you guys use the value graph, you get this weird look, so change it to speed graph. And here drag this one in like that, and this one in like that, and this one in like that, and this one in like that. And then I'm going to be fixing the value graph here a little bit. Some small tweaks and you guys will get this kind of pan and crop impact here, pretty clean. I'm gonna name it PC for pan and crop. After that, make a new adjustment layer, Ctrl Alt Y. Here we're going to be adding exposure, and I'm going to press the clock here on exposure at the impact point, set the exposure to 5, then set it to 0 in the beginning, then 0 in the end. Then press F9 on the keyframes, open the graph up, value graph. Here make a sharp graph like this here, and I readjusted the graph to something like this, so you can see the brightness for a longer period of time. So it looks something like this now, pretty clean. And if you guys don't know, my great friend Povikas recently released a impact preset pack where you can add crazy like distortion kind of impacts and a lot more with just a single drag and drop. And I'm going to be using one of his presets here to elevate the impact even more. So I'm going to be making a adjustment layer, and then on the impact point here, you're going to be cutting the adjustment layer. So Control-Shift-D, then delete the first part, and here's where the impact is going to be showing after the impact point basically. But open up effects and presets, animation preset, user presets. Here I have the impact presets, and I really like the distortion impact. Thought that looked really nice, so just drag and drop that in. And this is how the impact is going to look. A crazy distortion impact here, looks insanely nice. You can also try out another one, so make a new adjustment layer, cut it. I'm gonna try out the extreme ripple, just drag and drop, and it looks something like this. Insanely clean impact, boom. Really love the extreme ripple kind of shake there, super nice. I'm gonna try one more, cut the adjustment layer. I'm gonna now try the puddle impact, just drag and drop in. No, this puddle impact looked insane with this. I'm definitely using the puddle impact, yeah. I'm gonna add it under the flash effect here. It's going to look something like this here. Crazy clean. After that, make a new adjustment layer. I'm gonna cut this one as well. And here, I'm going to be adding hue and saturation and increase the saturation a lot. 50. I'm gonna add it under the flash one. Make a new adjustment layer again. And here, we're going to be adding flicker. I'm gonna set the amplitude to 1. Then random color amplitude to 0.1. Then keyframe the amplitude 1 at the impact point, set it to 0 in the ending, and then 0 in the beginning. Mark the keyframes, press F9, then open up the graph. Here I'm going to be making a sharp graph like this before, and then after I'm going to be making a slow graph like this, so it keeps on flickering when the impact has been hitting basically. I'm also going to be adding deep glow to this layer. Keyframe the exposure, set it to 0 in the end and then 0 in the beginning as well. Open up the adjustment layer, deep glow, select the keyframes, press F9, then make a sharp graph here as well. And I'm gonna make the after graph something like this. So it's going to be bright and then fade away. We can drag down the radius here a little bit. I'm gonna set it to 750. After that we could add a contrast. So I'm going to be adding the brightness and contrast effect. And then here at a transition point, increase the contrast, something like that, 100, then maybe 50 in the ending, still is good contrast, and then beginning, set it to maybe minus 100 there. Select the keyframes, press F9 here as well. Then open up the layer. Here it's going to be very desaturated, so it's going to look something like this here. Insanely clean so far. I just think the deep glow starts a little bit too early, so I'm gonna adjust the graph here. I'm gonna make it go down like this. Usually you don't go down like this because this is going to be negative on most effects, but on this one the exposure is just going to be 0 for longer, so it's fine that we do this. So we can drag it even more down. So something like that. The graph looks very weird, but it works. We can just fix it also by dragging the keyframe more closer to the impact effect. Now one last thing I want to add here is vignette. I'm gonna drag it over deep glow, and it's going to be pretty strong here. I'm gonna set the angle of view to 60, and then the amount to 150. And keyframe the amount, 150 at the impact point, then I think 100 in the end, and then 0 in the beginning. And open up the layer, vignette, mark the keyframes, F9, then open up the graph, and let's make this kind of sharpen graph here, then drag it down something like that after impact, and it's going to look something like this, which looks absolutely crazy in my opinion. I'm very satisfied with this impact here, and I think you guys also can agree this looks insane. And with Povikas impact preset pack, you guys could make so many different variations. We can use the distortion impact instead. I drag it down, now make it visible, and with the distortion impact it's going to look something like this. Insane impact, and yeah, I'm very satisfied with this super strong impact we created in today's tutorial. And if you guys are interested in the impact presets pack that Povika's made, basically, it's going to be a link in the description down below to that pack. And I have a special discount code, which is Pelle. If you use that code, you guys can save $5 if you guys are interested in the impact presets pack. And feel free to check it out. But if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe and share the tutorial. Don't forget to check out my website, editingvisuals.com. Also check out my socials, join my Discord server, and I will see you guys soon. Take care and have a nice day.